Recording in progress.
This meeting is being recorded.
What?
That's a new voice.
I'll say. Yeah. That's crazy. All right. Whatever, dudes. Is everybody ready already?
Yes, sir.
Ready.
All right, guys. Let's hit it. Hello, and welcome to our humble little podcast. This is Atlantis After Dark, the greatest place in all of cyberspace. Do you know why boxers don't have sex before a fight? I think it's because they really don't like each other. I'll tell you what, I'm ready to go already. You guys are too, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it and meet today's All-Stars. Warming up in the bullpen. Last night, his wife took off her shirt and bra during an argument he was clearly winning. Yeah, that's right. It was a booby trap. It's BIFF by Adam West. What's the word, dude?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Glad to have you here with us today, pal.
Glad to be here.
Next up, he's the Sorcerer Supreme of cyberspace. The other day, his wife came back from the doctor all excited. She said, guess what? The doc said for a 45-year-old woman, I have the breasts of an 18-year-old. He said, what about your 45-year-old ass? She said, you never came up in the conversation. It's Retmus. What's happening, Big Kahuna?
It's a pretty good one. I like that one.
Good deal.
It's good to be here. Good
to
be
be
back.
We're glad to have you back. We're glad to have you on the show as always. Joining us today, last week she invented the Dwayne Johnson rule. She told me every time you think about something to say to me, think to yourself, would I feel comfortable saying this in front of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? If you can't, then don't say it. So I looked at her and I said, your chest is fucking epic. It's the lovely and talented DCL Junk. How are you today, Miss Junk?
I'm great. Thank you so much. I look as good as the state of the game right now. That's funny.
The lie detector test results turned. That was a lie. Pull a little.
No, she does have a lot of energy.
Yeah. A little ode.
She's about to spend it here.
That's right.
Oh my God. Welcome to the show and thanks for being with us today. Everybody knows this next All-Star. His last date said he was a lot like a microwave dinner. Done in 5 minutes and looks nothing like the picture. It's Tewty. Welcome to the show, pal.
No, I did have a date recently and it didn't last very long.
The date
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I'll
I
let
think
you decide on that.
Yeah, I think we know. The night ended prematurely, you say.
About 5 minutes in, baby.
Oh God. Art imitates life, doesn't it? All right. Thanks for being with us today, pal. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Last but not least, from the hidden isle of Themyscira, she brought her nephew a brand new trampoline for his birthday. I asked her how he liked it, and she said, well, he's so ungrateful. He just sat there in his wheelchair and cried when he saw it. It's Witty Amazon. What's happening out there on Paradise Island?
It's all good.
You
it's all
meanie.
rainbows and sunshine.
You meanie.
What do you mean?
I'm not that bad.
No.
What do you mean? Last but not least.
No. I'm gonna follow up. Okay. We got it. It's okay, Biff. It's okay.
He's being premature as well.
He's being premature as well, right?
Well, you said last but not least.
Well,
the All-Stars.
Right. In addition to the All-Stars, right? Because that's my next line, and Witty, you absolutely nailed it. In addition to the All-Stars, we're being joined by this guy. The other day, 3 old ladies were sitting on a park bench when he jumped out and flashed them. The first woman saw it and had a stroke. The second woman saw it and had a stroke. The third old lady couldn't reach far enough. It's the man behind DCL4E Discord server and friend of the community, Zuzu. How are you today, pal?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here.
Damn. What prompted you to join us today? What do we owe the pleasure of your presence?
I love you guys, man. I just want to visit, say hi to everybody, see what's going on. You know, kind of want to complain about the game like everybody else.
Well, we're going to get right to that. I am positive. In fact, I don't think we need any preamble. let's get right into some DCL.
Baby, did
yeah.
you forget one person?
Who did I forget?
I'm here secretly today.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No. Hang on.
I got demoted. I could also be demoted. I may not be an all-star anymore.
No. I got you.
That's why I said it. I knew you were going to do something for our guest, but
right.
I said it because you forgot Sekju.
Well,
I
too
did.
Late. We've gonged already, so it's too late.
Oh, it's okay. No. It's not too late. It's never too late, man. You know what it is? Because there's so many people on my screen, I had you blocked. Your
it's his fault. He missed the last episode, so he just got demoted.
Yeah.
I think I was high and I missed my cue. That was probably it.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can come up with something. Up next is the gangster of Ganja. His wife was having an affair with his best friend. They're both in bed when the phone suddenly rings. The guy asks, "Who is that?" She said, "It's my husband." He said, "Oh shit, is he coming home?" She said, "No, he's going to be at the bar with you for another couple hours." It's Sekju. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good. Happy to be here.
Nice.
Thanks for having me.
Nice.
And let's get into the content.
All right,
I know
I'm going to
you're excited
re-gong
for
us. I'm going to re-gong us because there we go. Why
I feel
not?
like that gong was just for me. That's extra special.
There you go. The gong was just for him. All right. So we have a lot to talk about today, and I don't know if I can. I mean, I don't have a skin in this game, right? I mean, I'm out. I'm on the outside looking into this thing, and you guys will probably have a lot more strong feelings about it than I do. But what the hell happened to the PvP?
So essentially, there was like a server issue, and they couldn't like upload anything to the game without potentially like ruining it in a way, which many people joked like, "Oh, maybe that's good for all of us." But they took a while. It took like 4 or 5 days, I think, for them to figure it out and set it all up right. But I'm glad they did, and glad they delayed raids because right now there's very few minor bugs with the new characters, and the game feels stable at the moment. Overall, and we're getting 2 parts of a compensation deal, and the first one was pretty good, so I'm assuming the second one's going to be really good too. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how they handled it. It was a problem that probably was unforeseen on their end, like most of them are, unfortunately, but they handled it as well as they could have.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
You guys will have to think back because I can't think of the time. Has there ever been a time when they have released all the reworks and the new characters and there were no bugs?
Yeah, there's been a couple times.
When was this? What decade?
What decade?
I can't give you an exact one, but it's happened
A long time ago. But yeah.
Most recently, not as much, but in the past, yes.
In all fairness, the game has existed in 2 decades.
Questionable whether it's delayed or canceled. I feel like the timer should be on by now. If it's actually delayed for next week or this Wednesday coming up, I think the second part of the conversation might very well be a raid conversation.
Yeah,
Okay,
that makes sense.
I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping for it. I mean, obviously, everyone knows I'm the one who made the poll, and out of 600 votes, over 450 of them want it canceled. I'm sure they saw that.
Yeah, they did.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt there.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just think for a lot of people, you kind of plan not your whole month around raids, but you plan for that weekend. Like, what's my availability that weekend? And you can't just shift it the next week for a lot of people that play the game. So I think the most fair thing would be to do something similar like what they did with Mongol before, just given that, make people happy, essentially, throw them the stick. But I don't know. It just doesn't, it's going to be really hard, I know, for me personally to raid if it happens next week, but it's more about everybody else in the community and what everyone else wants to do. I don't know if 400 votes represents the community at large, just because, a lot of people aren't on Reddit. A lot of people aren't on those voting platforms that do still play the game too. But personally, I would like to see raids either canceled and whatever. Just do the end of month raid as scheduled for June.
I think it'd be stressful to have raids delayed, even if it's coming this Wednesday or next week. I mean, the following raid is 2 weeks later.
I agree. I agree.
I got an IT question. Maybe Reddit, Retmus Reddit.
You called him
Jeez.
Reddit.
Oh, don't take that personally,
Insult.
Remus. Ouch.
Oh, I don't take anything
Wait,
personal.
there's
You're the
a
anti-Reddit.
if there's a server issue,
Yes.
wouldn't that affect the entire game, not one mode?
No.
Okay, that was my only question.
I think they were replacing the current server with one used for Oregon Trail. So it'll be fine once they get it going. The last one died of cholera.
I'm really hoping, because like when they dropped this new update, like it looked like a lot had changed a little bit. Like we had that new black flash loading screen and stuff, and the game does feel a lot smoother right now. Like I have seen less complaints about not being able to log in and stuff like that. I wonder if they like upgraded themselves, or if like they like actually brought in someone on Retmus's level and was like, oh, here's the problem, XYZ, let's fix it, you know.
Yeah, I felt that too. It seems like it's running smoothly.
Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about, you know, all this fix.
Knock on wood.
Hey, I'm good with it. We had a break from PvP for a few days. We got good compensation, and we're gonna get a second badge, so all good. No complaints from me. I'm a very happy camper.
Agreed. They were a little weird. The 1200 PvP energy
Yeah.
was a lot. I mean, I understand what they're going with. Like that's what the energy we would have had those days, and like the Cassie Kane
No,
and
it
Jace.
would not have been that
It's-
much.
No, but I mean, like it would have been what, like 100 something, like
Would have been
150
120.
maybe. But and like the Cassie Kane because of board clears, and
Yep.
the Jace because that's what we would have gotten in it. So but the PvP energy was just, it was a little weird. It's almost like it was like they carried a 0 or something, you know.
And I was pretty vocal on this, and I overreacted at the beginning of kind of being upset about that. And I'll explain why, and I'll also explain why I kind of dialed it back a little bit. You know, Hawkeye posted, and Tewty, I don't even know if you saw this, but he kind of took us a little bit behind the curtain with the NDA group, and like how these rewards, how you guys discuss this with them when this
Mhm.
happens.
Yep.
So as Ms. Junk said, it all made sense. Cassie, Jace, like all of the different pieces in that made sense, except for that last one, that 1200 PvP energy. You know, to me, that one's not much of a benefit to me. To certain people, it might very well be. You know, I saw people posting, and I had a little back and forth with a few people that said that, well, that's the equivalent of 24,000 gems, so enjoy it. Well, it's only the equivalent of 24,000 gems if you spend gems on PvP energy. If you don't, if you're like me that spent 200 gems on PvP energy probably over the last year and a half, that's not worth 24,000 gems. It's worth nothing. It's worth 120 energy, because over the 45 days of doing 27 PvP matches a day, which is all I'll do under any circumstances, I would have spawned over 1,000 myself. So there was a tiny minor benefit, but you can't have a resource be monetized.
Yeah. I can't think of the last time.
If there's a portion of the community that doesn't use that.
Right. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I can't think of the last time that I actually
I'm gonna
used.
have to stop you guys right there, because from my point of view, I benefited a lot from it, because for you to regenerate those that much energy, you need to have your timer always running. So which means you need to be checking your game and spending that energy from time to time. And for me, sometimes that's not possible to do. And almost every day I have to spend 200 gems on PvP energy. So if you account that for a whole month, buying 10 energy every day is like 6,000 gems
But that's for
at the end of the month. So
For some
it's
people,
it's very
not for
profitable
everyone.
for me.
Yeah,
You're right,
Because
right.
you need to keep up with that timer all the time, and sometimes I'm working 16-hour shifts, or you sleep more than 10 hours and you're done. You're not going to get those 27 energy for free anyway. So for those who game like from X to X time, I do get it. It's a free resource you'd get anyway, but not for everyone. I don't think there's not too many people like me. I think for a lot of people this will be actually a good thing.
There's nobody like you, Witty.
Yeah, but I
Really?
could say I do not have my timer ever run out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I pay too much attention to the game.
I've-
Maybe I should have my timer. You know,
Right.
I should have them filled at some point.
Well,
So
plus it-
let
plus
me think. This is what I was thinking. So basically what you were saying, Biff, is you think it would have been more fair if they just gave out a resource that everybody could use, like gems. And then that way you could spend it on
No.
energy if you wanted.
No, not
or-
necessarily.
No?
No, I'm not. I think everyone that listens to this show understands that we are the least entitled and the least group of players that feel like we're owed anything.
Right.
Okay.
It's free, if it is free stuff, it's free stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
and I would be okay if they gave us nothing, quite frankly. You'd be a little upset, like, hey, could you give us something for our trouble? So I'm not complaining about the reward. My initial reaction of being a little miffed by it was what we talked about a few weeks ago. That it felt like the reward was aimed towards the neuter your roster folks that blow through PvP energy, or the people that, you know, go for top 20 in the blitz events or whatever. It felt like that's the only group that benefited from it, from my perspective.
Did you see what the world's finest guy put up? He changed his
but-
name to 1200 Ways to Die.
No, it's like to me, my first reaction to it was, once again, the game is catering to a group of people and not catering to the people that
Look,
spend money on
Biff,
it.
at the end of the day, if you look at the points the guy is putting for world's finest, he's just burning the energy and getting the same reward. Because if he didn't have that much energy, he would have a lot less points. So it really doesn't matter. It's not exactly catering to them. They're just burning through it.
But they're the population of the game players that benefit the most from it.
Well,
And
that was the part that
Blitz
was
is
down.
different.
But that
Blitz
was
is
the part
different
that was
because you
down.
get 3 points for each character that's alive, and you don't get 20 plus points
just-
like a
my-
Wraith.
but by
think
the
we're-
way,
hold
I'm
on.
dialing it back here because I'm
Yeah.
saying this was my initial reaction.
Yes.
My initial reaction was that reward should have come with a bag of frozen peas, so those fucking 31,750 roster people can put it on their snipped roster. That was my original thought process.
Yes.
When Hawkeye came out and gave us a little bit behind the curtain and explained it, he actually said it looks like that was a mistake, that it was either an added zero, a typo, or it was a misunderstanding in the communication between them and the rewards team.
So
So
1,200 PvP battle lessons. That's what it was supposed to be. That's what he said.
We asked Reeves and we were like, Reeves, that is a fuck ton.
Yeah.
Of energy. And she was like, yep. Well,
Can
also,
she mention the blue one? Can she
I
mention the
was
blue
like,
one?
okay.
Yeah. Also, I don't think any of the developers actually play the game, so they have no idea what that PvP energy is. Oh, sorry, I just lost my thing. And then the other thing, like I never run out of PvP energy. I just like type on Slack that I have food poisoning, and then I spend an hour in the bathroom playing PvP until my energy's done. And then I repeat 10 hours later.
I think I can agree with everybody here. I agree with Biff. It's a unnecessary or unneeded resource for plenty of people who never would have spent the money for it in the first place. Sekju yesterday mentioned, oh great, free an overload of free energy of a free resource I get off a timer. I agree with that too. I also agree with Witty though. Being able to spend 27 energy right then and there and not have to worry about going back to a timer is a blessing, man. I mean, I do that now. I don't have to go back into reset.
We'll just
I
look
think-
at it like this. What part of the game was down? It was the PvP. So they're
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
back all the people that would invested in PvP. They're giving them the resource that was down.
Yeah, but that's 45 days worth of resources.
Yeah,
not
they're giving me
4
the
days.
peace of mind for 40 days. I don't have to
Yep.
worry about
Yeah.
energy running out. So it's the peace of mind.
All of Siege.
Oh, and by the way,
Exactly.
I also was pointed out from a member of our alliance, IHOC, that there was a benefit to me in this. So this is why I'm even further dialing it back, because to get to my 27, many days I did spend 900 alliance energy to get 3 extra, PvP energy that I don't have to spend. And that might be the equivalent of 40,000 alliance essence over the course of that 45 days. So
Yeah.
I did find a way to benefit from it, but someone else had to point it out to me. But my first reaction was, thanks again for catering to the people that neuter their rosters. That was my initial reaction.
See, my
Let
first
them burn
reaction.
through it.
I'm
In a
sorry.
month, we'll still have the energy. They're gonna burn everything in the blitz and the next wraith, and in a month we'll still have our energy and be doing our thing. So in the end, it's not gonna do anything different for us because it's the same people, the same auto clickers and gear 1.345 who would get the world's finest anyway. So we don't have to worry about that. Go ahead, Sekju. Sorry.
I was just expressing, like, I don't have an issue with the reward at all. I'm not like, sometimes I think like my comments come across as like a complaint about the reward, and it really wasn't. My issue was with it came off seeming just really stupid, and I'm annoyed with stupid things happening in the game frequently. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, that is a stupid amount of energy. And my first thought was, how the fuck am I going to deplete this so I can actually get this free resource back again for free? But now, like, with some time, with the time between now and like hearing other arguments like Zuzu pointed out, and I have adopted this approach too. Now I don't have to worry about that timer because I'll just do my 27 at my leisure. So it's not about like waiting for the energy to be there. Now it's just there when I feel like it. And I know that I have 45 days or so of easy PvP completion, a bit more than that because Siege will help extend it. So that's a positive for me. And as Feldmast actually pointed out in the DCL 4E chat, there's a ton of free resources to be obtained from this essentially too. You got all those shards for Jace, you get the shards for Cassandra Cain, and now you're basically all these board clears. If you choose to do a few extra, if you feel like it, you can get free bonus shards there too. So there are ways to like turn it into a benefit, even if it doesn't directly benefit you as much as like a PvP grinder or a G10.5 person. And again, I honestly think the typo thing is why it happened. So it's a whoops in our favor. So why be negative about it?
No, there's no reason to be negative about it. It's just, but I don't want it overblown. The benefit of it was my original reaction.
Oh, right. That was my position too.
Don't tell me it's worth 4,000 gems, because to somebody it is.
Yeah.
And I acknowledge that. To somebody it is worth that amount. For somebody that spends 24,000 gems on PvP energy, it's absolutely monetized.
And that's where I'm with you, Biff. I'm with you on that. Like, I would have actually even taken 5,000 gems and nothing else rather than 24,000 gems worth of PvP energy.
Well, that's what I said a bunch of times too.
If you don't spend it.
Well, yeah, and I said I think every time everybody pointed that out, I was like, why not just give everyone 24k gems? That affects everybody equally too, and everybody would be happy with that. But then also with the caveat, this error was not worth 24k gems in compensation.
Absolutely not.
Like, I would never ask for that based on what actually happened. But now that we had the energy and people are like, oh, this and that, I'm like, man, it would have been nicer to just have the fucking gems. But whatever, it's fine. It's a nice benefit. Just roll with it,
There was a compensation clown out there that said that this was worth 1 million gems, and they were serious.
$1 million?
Yeah, 1 million. Why not?
Oh, sure.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either. I just saw it posted on, because I'm not on Reddit anymore. But
1 million gems. What do they think this is? Fishdom?
Age of Apes, I'm coming for you. Next halfway.
There is one thing I'm kind of scared of. I mean, it's kind of an OCD thing, right? I like to have my gems end at like a 0 or a 5, right? And everybody knows when you watch those Tab Joy videos, when you're done watching them, you have that random chance of getting that 1 or 2 gems. And like when I don't have 1,200 PvP, that's fine. I'll run 1 extra PvP for 22 gems to break it up. But if I'm scared that it's gonna hit that, and it hasn't yet, but I'm scared that I'm gonna have to hit 1,200 PvP energy just to fix it.
I would think that is a very like a unique RB5. That is a unique concern.
Yes.
No, you know what? I know the fucking story behind the support ticket that came up with that too. So I'm not gonna say it, but fuck you, Zuzu.
Can't you buy like gear though if you have to? Like
Right.
can't you buy like some gear for certain if you need it or no? Are you probably all geared out?
I'm almost, yeah, I have like 2 characters I haven't geared out, but I'm pretty much geared out.
Oh, gotcha.
Now he's working
No,
on
but-
rebirthing them all.
Sekju,
one by
you
one.
don't have to hide it, man. I'll share this story. A long time ago, I sent a ticket and I asked the devs to bring my battle lessons because it was just like some odd number, you know, whatever. It ended like a 6 or a 7 or a 9 or an 8, whatever. To bring it down to a 0 or a 5, I asked them to take like 50 from me or 53 from me or whatever it was, just to bring it back down to a 0 or 5 because of my OCD. They answered back with 8K gems.
Wow.
Oh my God.
It would have been funny if they said 8,001 or something. You know, that would have been such a like, oh, you dick. Oh, that would have been their move.
Dear
That-
legend.
This happened to me before too, though. I one time I was all pissed off because red alerts went out of sync, and I was just in a bitchy mood that day. So I just wrote a ticket saying, "Hey, I'm gonna reset my red alerts because they went out of sync, and I want to use the team that I fucking picked to use. Can I have my 300 gems
Oh.
back?" Knowing that nobody was gonna do that, thinking, "Fuck you." They're gonna tell you, "Oh, I'm sorry, your ticket's been forwarded," and I wasn't gonna be upset. It just was what it was. They gave me like 5,000 gems back for no reason. I was like, "Thanks." Just goes to show like how uneven the whole ticketing process is,
Oh.
because other people will submit a legitimate complaint for something that they absolutely should have corrected with
Yeah, I
either
never
gems or resources,
get that.
and they just get a response from customer service
you.
like, "Oh, we'll pass this along to the devs, but in the meantime, get fucked."
That's what I get every.
Yeah, and it's bullshit that like we send in these stupid tickets and they come back with like, "Here's a ridiculous amount of gems." Like, who makes this fucking decision? I'm not complaining about getting them, but I think it's bullshit that people with legitimate concerns can't.
Not even the gems. Sometimes the out of syncs come to me for me, and I lose a lot of energy there, and they never compensate me. But for some reason, like Pingzo and people like him seem to abuse the system to top 10 in Siege, and they keep getting it for
Right.
some reason. I don't know what's happening there. I would have the screenshots to prove it, but they never give me anything. I don't think they've ever given me anything, so I just don't even write tickets anymore.
Yeah, I would never request, even if I get not a sync, I would never request Siege Energy because that means I'd have to use it. I'm happy enough to get through my 5 a day and be done
He's-
with it.
He's mad
punishment.
enough about this 1,200.
Yeah. The
He doesn't
punishment
need a bonus
continues
5
for
from
him.
Siege.
By the way, the irony of it all is, maybe this can be a segue from the compensation discussion, but the irony of it all is, for the first time in years, I'm enjoying PvP because of Mr. Monkey Prince.
Because the monkey.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, he is
So,
fun.
So
Oh, yeah,
at the
let's-
exact time I start enjoying it, they do give me all this energy.
Right.
And- but-
Except not in the mystical challenge. I am not enjoying Monkey Prince at all.
No.
I'm not enjoying using him or face. It's like it's just. I had one Dawn Star and Monkey Prince versus
Oh,
Dawn
wow.
Star and Monkey Prince, and it was just like no.
Get back out of that one.
It's a
Yeah,
lot of
That's not
RNG
that's not
happening
going
there.
It
anywhere.
was like it's like Trigon. It was Trigon, Parasite, Monkey Prince, and I think Aquaman or something like that. I'm like, and it took forever, and I'm just like, so I just gave up on the Mystical Blitz.
By the way, I could tell you
Oh,
one
really?
thing.
I just recently rebirthed my Amazons, and they're working just fine against them because then AOE and she wipes them right out at RP4. So hi.
Oh, nice.
I did a test though, because for all the gem events, the blitzes, I just cleared 2 boards. That's all I do for them. I don't even do it till the weekend, and I just cleared 2 boards and I finished top 3,000. And this one, I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work this time
Right,
because of all this free energy. I did my 2 boards, and I finished at 8 a.m. this morning on 2 boards. So obviously with a lot of hours to go, and I was 2,996. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna hold on. Don't think I'm gonna hold on without using some of my 1,200.
But you're saving it, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna bank that shit for later.
Oh yeah.
This isn't even the worst of it. Cheshire's coming up.
Oh, I don't care.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
By the way,
no-
that was the other theory.
She's fine there,
that A
don't
lot
fret.
of these 10.5 neuter roster folks are saving all the energy for the Cheshire one. And by the way, knock yourself out.
Well, that's another point, Biff, is the people that are saving the energy, like they're not going to rebirth these characters anyway. So
No.
I want to pose this question to that group of the community.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't mean this in a mocking way. What is your plan for all those shards? Like legit, I'm curious because like, is there a strategy to rebirthing but keeping them at 70 or something? I don't know.
Oh.
I legit don't know because I'm past that point in the game. I never even did the 10.5 thing because I was just stupid with how I upgraded my tunes until Witty basically taught me how to play the game right. And then like I just don't get it. What is your plan here? If you win 1,500 shards that you're never going to use, is it just the bragging rights of ooh, I made it to the top? Like
Yes.
Is that all there is to it?
It's got to be. There was one of the most ironic posts I've ever seen in my life yesterday, where one of these people that do compete for World's Finest was talking about, well, they bailed on the Blitz because there's just so many people are using energy in the Blitz, but so now I'll just invest it in the PvP and do this and Wraith and they were saying that if they do that and get top 10, they would have RB something eligible for Jace or something like that. And it was like, who cares? If you RB3 them, you can't stay under 8,000. Can't stay under 8,000.
I just wish I knew what the plan was. Like, is there like a grand scheme that like, okay, when the game gets 10 years old, that's when I'm making my move to G11? Or like, what is the plan? That's all I want to know. Or if it's just about bragging rights, that's fine too. I'm not judging. I just want to know what the plan is.
They need to have another PvP, and it's just G11 only characters.
So you limit it by gear.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean they do have like different point classes. Like you can't you don't go against people of a certain point. So
Right.
Oh, in different stages,
Interesting.
even in the events, like you have to work your way through it. Like if you don't have L4 tunes, you can't do all of the legendary event stuff. So
See, I would agree with that if the G11 tier PvP was a higher tier with a higher reward. Like you should get something for the 10.5, but you shouldn't be getting what we get now.
You would be penalized like you are against the other people. They will get like 20-point boards, and most you can get is like a 6.
And like World Finest for anything under a G11 tier would be like maybe 150 frags at most.
Yeah, you could just make it easy. You could make it a power level. Like you can't use a
40K above.
Oh no, just say 32,001. 32,001. That's all you need to say.
Let's get the game fixed first before we think about the
Yeah, we're stepping ahead of ourselves.
Whenever we're talking about new modes or anything, we're just talking about it for fun.
Yeah, we're just BSing.
We wouldn't really need a new mode if they put the point system like the Blitz. It would be better for us in a way. Of course, we'd have to compete with the auto clickers, and that's the most annoying thing right now is the others because they get to points in 10 minutes that I get to do in 1 hour. But apart from that, if you're Gear 11 or 10.5, it's the 3 points per tune. So it would be the same for us. In a way, it would be a lot more fair.
Oh, the uproar if they didn't have plus 20s. Oh boy.
By the way, Zuzu, I have to ask, where did you get that owl mask? Because that was pretty cool.
I actually ordered it. It was a pre-order I got from Amazon.
Oh,
nice.
It's a gift box set. It comes with a Batman comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, that was cool. By the way, I saw it when we opened, but I didn't mention.
Oh, it would have been even better if we could hear him when he had it on.
Yeah.
That's
unfortunately, yeah.
I gotta be honest, I prefer the hat.
Well, the audio is not good when he has that thing on.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
he sounds muffled.
The audio is not good. You got to cut a mouth hole.
Yeah.
Cut him.
I'm with the whole suit and everything, like a real owl. But
are you in the owls or?
Yeah.
You are? Okay. I didn't even know what that you were. I assumed so, but I just like, I wasn't sure if it was like a dig on the owls.
That's
no. I'm quite happy though, man. Yeah.
Your next skit is you need to do a cartoon of like one of the Court of Owls members trying to talk through the mask to Bane and nobody can tell what the fuck anyone is saying.
That's hysterical.
You guys can understand me though, right? You can hear me.
Yeah,
Not very well.
It's a
Oh,
little
yeah,
echoey.
little bit.
It's a little echoey.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
plus we
It's
wanna
not
see a
up to
pretty face.
AB's audio standards. Let's
Right,
put it
right,
that way.
right. It's not as good as the hat. That's all I'm gonna say. The hat's better, but I thought I was a fan of the mask.
Yeah.
All right, so
Anyways.
we want to talk about tunes. Or
Yeah.
new tunes or thoughts on
Well,
new
I was
tunes?
going to ask. I mean, I thought Biff had
The
segued
community's
into.
anger over Crypto's death animations.
Well, yeah.
That's another
Okay.
one.
Yeah,
That's another one we need
that-
to talk about.
That's a
because
weird
it-
complaint.
Yeah.
For
Let's.
everyone that's complaining about beating up an alien super dog, how can you live with yourself beating up Damian Wayne or Batgirl
or
or
John Kent.
I have no
Cassandra
comment.
Cain,
I
who's
have
an orphan and she can't even speak. You can beat all those people up, but you can't beat a super dog. And you're a rational adult human being who can separate a game from reality. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm a dog person and I don't get it.
I agree.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I think the animation is too far now. Can we get back to punching children in the face?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think
what's up
I
with
abandoned
that?
way too many virtual pet keychains to care about them.
Tamagotchis. Is
Look
that what
out
they
for,
were?
look out for DC PETA.
So, however,
DC
what's with
PETA.
them making him a leader and not even telling anybody he was
Yeah.
going to be a leader?
That's kind of a weird.
Some more
He's
super
obviously
pets
the
are
leader of the
and he's
DC
gonna be
Super
the
Pet
leader.
Justice League.
I suspect that's the plan.
Yeah, super pets. Yeah, but still, I just, I don't know. I want Superman to be able to team up with his dog and have it be an effective combo. It's kind of disappointing that they don't think of that. Or
Yeah.
Superboy even. It would be cool if either of the Superboys
Just
had
like
some
how
sort
they
of cool
did,
synergy.
how they did like Hawk and Dove and stuff like that. They should add Superman and Crypto.
Well, you could put.
Something.
You could put Supergirl with him, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you
I
could,
think
yeah,
it could-
I guess, but I would rather pair Supergirl with Streaky.
Yeah.
I wanted to see something where if Crypto dies, Superman just immediately kills everybody and goes all John Wick, like
Right.
immediate death to everybody. That's just that one shot, and they're all just dead.
If
Right, burn.
Crypto dies, Superman solar flares.
Right, right.
Well, he used to have that move in the original game.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
And it would take his life down to just 10% life left. Even if he had a full bar, you had 10% life left if you did the solar flare. And then you didn't have abilities for the next round. It was just normal punch, and that was it.
I did see somewhere some speculation that his leader ability is foreshadowing of more pets.
Yeah, like what he was
That
saying.
makes sense. That makes sense.
But who knows? Who knows?
Well, they're running out of characters that aren't King Tut and Calendar Man.
Oh God, King Tut. Come on, King Tut.
Oh, goddamn Legion.
Because
of
we get
Superheroes.
AB back in the game if I RB5 King Tut or
No.
or Apache Chief, but I think I have a better
Well,
chance at a King Tut.
Yeah, no, yeah, you have a better chance of King Tut, but
Yeah, I think so too.
you have to get him RB5. That's the deal.
know. Well,
Okay.
But if they introduce the Wonder Twins, is that another condition that'll bring AB back? Or?
Yeah, I
think
would
you
come back
said
and
that.
get some.
I do think you said if Wonder Twins came out, you would come back to the game.
Oh yeah, I did, and I mean it too.
That's
you know?
actually realistic.
Don't we
Yeah.
actually have
And
the,
now- hey,
male?
Now
Isn't
that they have a pet.
Gleek.
Maybe one of the
Gleek,
other
that's
people
right.
is Gleek
Yeah.
that they have on the road.
Ooh, that would
That
be
might
cool.
be fun.
Don't they
yeah.
already have the guy in the Wonder Twins? Isn't that Garth?
Garth.
One who does nothing but dies.
No, he shapes of
Oh.
a bucket of water.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, with eyes that blink every once in a while.
Oh my gosh. I thought we were going to talk a little bit more about Monkey Prince, and I don't know if
I can
we're.
talk a little bit more monkey.
Oh yeah,
Love
I could talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it.
Love him. Just love him. He brings the joy back where I don't have to mirror. I eliminated 3 roster slots that I used to use for HO comps. I no longer have to use HO anymore. I even was able to substitute Bleeze in for a good green evader and still beat 45,000 power HO, Supergirl, Spectre, and Brainiac.
Well, Bleeze is great with Monkey Prince because Bleeze does a few Bleeze has like that's with the enrage. She's underrated by a lot of people. I mean, she
Didn't she
needs
just
a
get
lot of
rated?
help.
Didn't she just get rated trash?
Yes.
With the rework.
She's I mean, when someone's enraged on the enemy team, like she purges 6 buffs, but also she puts us randomly stuns at the end of enemy turn, someone with enraged. So as you're looking, you can see that she's stunning people at the end of someone's getting. Some people, when you're down to one person and they're always enraged, they never get a turn. So like Bleeze with Monkey Prince is absolutely, and an evasion comp is great.
Like I've been running my main comp now, been running no matter what, has been Batgirl, Jesse Quick, Eclipso, and Monkey Prince. And by the way, even if Supergirl gets through, even if Monkey Prince doesn't attack Supergirl before she gets off, and Batgirl and Jesse Quick go down, I have never seen a scenario, even a 45+ team, where Monkey Prince and Eclipso took out the whole thing. I mean, it took some time, but
And he's in the shop for you this month, Eclipso.
Yeah, I know, but Tewty gave me some bad.
That was a very sexually charged description there, Biff. I mean, Supergirl's getting off, Babs and Jesse going down. Jesus Christ! I mean, I know this is an R-rated show, but come on.
Who went down?
Yeah,
who went
I don't
down
know.
on who?
I thought you said
Babs and
Jesse.
Jesse both went down.
Yeah.
I can see Babs, but
Eclipso is just standing there smiling.
But it's a lot
over the dead
fun.
crypto.
Oh, but by the way, Tewty said that some of the unlimited sales that are listed as unlimited and some of the data mining stuff now are not going to be unlimited. So unless Eclipso is unlimited, I am not going to be able to RB5 them.
Oh, I hope he is for you, but
or if they say limit 19, because I need 18.7 packs.
that's an unfortunately large number of packs.
Yes, it is. I've never seen that big a limit.
I'm hoping the Ultraman's at least limit 10 if it's not unlimited, so I can get mine. But we'll see.
I think 10 is the max, isn't it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's
Yeah.
10, I only need about 400 shards. So,
Are you RB5ing him?
yes.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I never have and never will understand the whole RB5 craze, man.
It's just finishing something.
Yeah, I know. I
Don't
get
you have
it.
OCD?
Yeah, it's just feeling. It's a feeling of it's over. Like you did everything you could do. And there was a time where I didn't even look at it that way. I kept buying Batgirl shards after I RB5 her. Say, hey, when RB6 comes around, I'm sitting ready.
No, that's not.
I did that for a while with Lois too, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done.
Oh, I stopped. I stopped. By the way, I never bought her in the shop, but I used to get her in the Alliance shop. I used to, you know what I mean? Like I actually spend resources I use on shards above RB5 for back. But I stopped.
It's an unhealthy obsession.
Yeah.
She is my latest RB1, actually, and I'm at 99.
You're at
Well,
99
who's going to be
RB1s?
100?
Yeah,
That's got to be a record.
I'm at 99 RB1s. I'm waiting for my 100th, and I'm thinking it might be crypto, but I think I still might do a little kind of event where you guys pick who's going to be my RB1, and I'll throw out like 10 or 15 tunes, and whoever wins gets paid. But you know,
Oh, nice.
I don't know if I'd let
that was
anybody
my
for you.
most successful contest I ever ran, like the RB BIFF contest, where people
like-
you have them do some creative story around why that person is, and some people really spent some time on it. It was fun.
I still think you should do crypto. Obvious reasons.
Say it's the way of the future.
I did RB1 Captain Boomerang, by the way. I saw him. Yeah, he's. I know.
You've got very questionable choices.
Hey, you can purge stun from the whole team.
By the way,
75% chance.
you want a Suicide Squad kick? Because you just
I know,
RB5
Croc.
Killer Croc.
I RB1 Captain Boomerang. I didn't RB5 him, but I was like he's never been in the shop for years, and then finally he's in the PvP pack. So I bought about 70,000 packs, which is good because I needed the PvP energy, and so it works out.
It still doesn't compare to my latest RB1. Damaged goods.
Oh yeah, that is
Wow.
a gem right there.
Yeah. I want to see RB5 damaged goods.
I don't.
No, it's RB1 is worth everyone else's RB5s because it's just nuts as just the same as nuts.
Could you imagine
An
just
RB1 damaged goods is harder to achieve than an RB5 Spectre, for example.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
That is very true.
So, guys, who likes Jace? Who likes Zod?
Wait, Jinx?
Jace,
Jace.
yeah,
Jace.
yeah.
I was like,
AKA
Jinx is in the game.
Batman.
That'd be fucking cool.
Jinxie.
I'd love to. Yeah, I think. What do you think? Have you used them yet, Zuzu?
I have used Zod, but I used him when his 3 wasn't proccing any crit, and I haven't used him since. But I heard it's fixed.
Yeah, I used him once, but I only have him at 70, 11. I don't have him at 80 yet, and I liked it. He just, I mean, he pops off. But that one thing that I really want to use is when someone else crits and the immunities go down. I can't wait to see how that works. I think Jace is a lot better. I didn't think Jace was going to be that great, but Jace is doing really well. I don't think he's the answer for disease. I think the answer for disease would be nerfing Trigon, but that's not going to happen. But I like him so far, and I think Crush is another one who's going to be better than people are expecting. I think she's going to I think her 3 might end up nuking people.
And you think because the turn meter down, like that extra control factor?
Yeah.
I'm not really familiar with Crush. What exactly does she do? I guess
She's
She's
like Girl Lobo.
Yeah.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, Lobo's
Oh.
daughter.
Right.
Okay.
She's a Teen Titan.
That's right. That's right.
Man, I am not familiar with that current roster.
Yeah.
Crypto's the first character I've actually heard of in about a year, other than Trigon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you?
Yeah,
used...
I am. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I haven't really gotten much work in. I have all of the new tunes, Gear 11, 70, and they're just waiting for shards at this point to get them leveled up. I have Zod and Jace both in a position to use. I just haven't used them really much because, again, I don't want to come back to the 1200 thing, but like just seeing that thing just like makes me not want to play PvP because there's so many fucking points to deplete. But anyway, I haven't really had a chance to use them much, but in limited usage, I did pair up Zod and Jace together on a couple teams just to see what would happen. And I was pleasantly surprised with how often the call assist part of Zod's kit was working with the crits and everything. I don't recall seeing the buff purging. I wasn't really looking for the immunity purging you were looking for, DCL junk. But I'll keep an eye out for that too. But Zod seemed to be hitting quite well with all those crit ups, and like his damage was always good. His damage was always great, but it seems considerably better.
It's better
and
now.
and mine's only RB2.
I tried him like right after the reworks went live. I didn't see that buff purging thing as well. I don't know if it's fixed by now, but I think he stacks up a lot of crits and intelligent ups, and he seems to be packing a really hard punch now. Because I used to compare him with Arcus because I have them both in a close setting. I think he hits a lot harder now, and I'm really looking forward to test him in raids because that's my goal for Zod, for him to be a raid tone and not a PvP tone.
I haven't looked yet. Does he still have Can't Miss?
Yes.
Rats.
It's a legendary point, so yeah, you have to.
No, I'm kidding. I assumed. I was just hoping maybe not.
See, now Zuzu's over there giving us the best of both worlds. He's got the mask and the hat on.
Isn't that the worst of both worlds?
Well, I didn't want to say anything.
I kind of thought it was the best.
Yeah. Anyways, well, I think this has been an entertaining enough show, but we got a lot of folks here, so I want to make sure everybody gets a good last word in today, and I know people have things that they want to talk about, so let's take it around the horn and get the last word. And instead of starting with Retmus today, we'll start with Zuzu. Why don't you give us a little bit of information? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about?
Okay. Well, I'm happy to always be here. You know, you guys are always great, wonderful people to talk to. I love talking about the game with you guys, whatnot. I want to give you guys some news. Something is coming for DCL4E. It is another event. There's a twist to it, and I'm hoping it's going to be big because the prize is going to be big. I don't want to speak too much on it right now, but I have some help on the outside, whatever it's gonna come in. But news about it's gonna come out in about a month. I want things to come down for TOL and whatnot. Okay, I mean, I basically gave it up there. It is another tournament coming, and I just kind of hope it's gonna do well. But the prize it's pretty big because it's going to be a united prize between two people. So I really hope that's going to work out. And other things are coming too. I think I might slow down on some other things like contests, whatnot. I was pretty disappointed on last month's contest, considering that I was the only one who put it in there. But that's okay. But I have a huge focus on PvP. And to be honest, it kind of looks like things are kind of balancing out right now. More tunes are being used, and I'm hoping it kind of works out.
Right.
So that's about it, though. I don't have anything much to say other than that.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much for joining us today and contributing as always. We appreciate you, pal, and all the hard work that you put in over there on the DCL 4E server. That is for sure. You're a credit to the community, pal. All right. Retmus, take us to church, pal.
I just want to thank everybody for their time today. It's always great, chatting with you guys and everything. And I just want to cover just one quick little issue, and it has to do with pride. A lot of people feel that they have an overwhelming need to, either have pride in themselves, or they'll get into a state where they're in a downward spiral and they don't necessarily see it, but they can feel it. And their pride keeps them from asking for help. And there's people out there that can help you if you need it. And it's not that your pride gets in the way. A lot of people are just stubborn and they think they don't need help and they can solve it on their own, but they always can't. And there's nothing wrong. It doesn't demasculate you if you ask for help. Sometimes you just need it because we don't have all the answers. We're all human, and sometimes we need help. So don't feel that or be ashamed if you need to ask help for people. So I just want to throw that out there today.
Thanks, buddy. And guess what? You are the man.
Thank you.
I just wanted you to know that today. You're the man.
All right. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much. Biff, tell it like it is, buddy.
Well, I have something equally important to share. Danny DeVito. Now, I'm going to give you some feedback on Danny DeVito that will have you never watch another Jersey Mike's commercial the same again. I'm of the opinion, and listen to the voice he uses during those commercials. He is doing those commercials as Oswalt Cobblepot. Watch very close, listen to his voice, how he moves it around, and then watch Danny DeVito as Oswalt Cobblepot in the Batman movie. It is one and the same character.
So, in other words, he's basically doing Danny DeVito.
He's doing no, but he changes his voice to the Oswald Cobblepot voice.
Okay.
From the Batman movie. That's the voice he's using in these Jersey Mike's commercials.
I'll pay attention to that then.
Yeah, you'll never not pay attention to it ever again after noticing. So that's my closing word. One last thing, just because for the first time in 8 months, since the one and only, the great, the legend AB retired, we have an opening in AAD. So just throwing that out there to our listeners. It's been over 8 months since we've had an opening. So reach out to me, Sekju, Witty, Rhett, any of the leaders here, if you're interested, and we can chat.
As long as you're not a dick and your gear is not 10.5, you're in.
You have to show me. You have to show me your highest power team is at least 32,001.
And one.
32,001, yes.
And
Yeah.
one.
And one. Yes, so anybody out there who thinks they fit the bill, get in touch, hit Biff up, and we'll make it happen, Captain. All right. Thank you very, very much. Next up, let's talk to Sekju. What's
So
going
you're
down,
here
pal?
this time.
Oh,
You're,
yeah.
We remembered you this time, pal.
I don't really have anything profound to talk about today. You know.
Oh, come on, Sweet and Low, you can do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you
all
want to
right.
maybe
Well,
talk?
you know what?
His mind was blown with that Oswalt.
Pester.
Cobblepot.
Why don't you
was.
pester
Well,
Zuzu about
actually-
giving you that little thing on his server for the Atlantis After Dark?
Oh,
That
yeah,
little
we'll
tag
do
that we can-
But I
okay.
did want to comment on the Danny DeVito thing because I just see Frank from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in those commercials. Like, that's what I see, and I think he's planning something, or he's just drunk beyond measure. But no, I don't. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I was in my normal routine, getting really fucked up and smoking a lot of weed this morning, and I was sitting there, and I live in the suburbs, but there's basically like a forest behind my house. Like I'm on a street where I just have woods behind me. And I'm constantly like, taking a dump in the morning and I hear a tree fall in the forest. And I'm thinking I'm not actually there. So does this confirm, like if a tree falls in the forest, doesn't make a noise? I'm telling you it does because I'm shitting in my bathroom and there's tree noises happening outside and I'm not there. So that's my, that's what I got for you today.
That's what I call a thunder shit.
And other than that, related to shit, Swiss cake rolls are the superior dessert. That
Oh
Ho-Ho's
my
AP, and
God.
I'm sticking with it, and that's
Oh
my final word today.
Ho-hos, man. Come on, they're classic.
Swiss cake rolls.
Sekju's dropping logs everywhere.
We had a huge debate about that. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around, does it make a sound? And the technical answer would be no, it does not, because a sound is an audio vibration that is picked up by a device. So if your ears do not hear it, it doesn't create a sound. Does it create a sound vibration that can be measured? Yes. But technically it does not create a sound because a sound is what you hear. If you don't hear it,
What if you're not there, but someone else is?
then it created a sound for them.
Okay.
But
It
not for
said,
you.
but the
Right.
thing is, if no one is around, does it make a sound? If no one is around, it doesn't make a sound. It creates sound vibrations that can be picked up, but if no one's around, it does not make a sound.
But the squirrel did hear it.
But the
Exactly.
sound
The squirrel
vibration
heard
is
it, yeah.
evidence that a sound existed, is it not?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It creates a sound vibration, but the whole saying was, if no one is around, does it make a sound? A sound is something you pick up. If you don't pick up that sound because you're not around, it doesn't make one.
Well, doesn't that depend on your definition of what constitutes around?
It means
Like-
if you're there in the
Within earshot?
yeah, exactly, where you can actually hear it. It's sound is something you can hear, right? If you can't hear it, then it doesn't make sound.
What if I'm only picking it up because it's reverbing off the acoustics in my attic or something like that, and I otherwise would not hear it?
If I have a question, if a podcast lost all of its listeners 58 minutes into it, is it still going on?
58 minutes.
So it's all, your perspective about it. But if you just want to go by literal definitions, of the word itself, then it wouldn't make a sound.
All right.
Okay. Well, that wraps it up, folks. No, I mean, that does help. It does explain a lot. I'm sorry, Sekju. Do you want to continue on that train of thought?
No, that was it. That was
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Swiss cake rolls.
He
Cool.
started
Alright.
by saying he had nothing to say.
Right.
And now
And then
we're
said
on
a
the
lot of
trees
things.
And then you said a
trees
lot
fall in the
about
woods.
Swiss cake rolls and trees and
I did preclude that entire statement, but I smoked a lot of weed today, so you should have expected some sort of crazy rant about nothing.
damn it, that's great. Thank you very much, buddy. We appreciate you. Miss Junk, any last words?
Sure. I think oatmeal cream pies are better than Swiss cake rolls. I was gonna say that, but
okay.
no, I want to thank Zuzu for being here. The DCL 4E is a great. I'm sorry I missed the contest last time. Sometimes I don't. if I'm not there, I don't notice a certain chat, or Sekju's on there scrolling about trees. I don't pay attention to the chat, so I miss things like that. But I want to thank you.
Out of like 750 people in the server, apparently I was the only one who had a McFarlane figure. So I don't.
I was gonna put one, but I had to go to my storage space.
And,
and that's why I couldn't.
I did actually see that one. I just didn't have any. Yeah, didn't have any of those figures. But also,
you can't tell. I have a little bit of salt on that, but
yeah, no, I get it. When you put a lot of work into something and you don't, and it, yeah, I 100% understand that.
I'm sorry, Zuzu. I don't own any McFarlane figures, or I would have participated.
Me neither.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but along that vein too, I know Zuzu mentioned a contest going on. I might be doing a contest on my channel too. I haven't come up with the full details yet, but I love using trash tunes or garbage or underrated tunes, C and T tier tunes. So I'm gonna have a contest pretty soon. So get ready to show me to polish your turds, because pretty soon I'll be asking for submissions for your best polished turd video. But it's coming soon. But nothing yet. I still have to work out how I want to do it, and where I want it to be. So I think it's just got to be, and plus I'll probably need video editing help when I finally get the entries. But yeah, so that'll be coming soon.
I'm pretty sure I have four Trash Tunes rebirth. Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
I have Aquamoa rebirth.
Oh, baby,
That'll work.
nice. That's a trashy tune. That's like, yeah, that's
I hear he's gonna run him with Blue Beetle.
Yep.
I think Retmus has a leg up because he's got that RB1 damaged goods.
Damaged goods.
Yeah, that is,
well, he
that
has
is a
to,
gem right
now what
there.
it's got to be, it's not just having one, but using them in a game and having them be effective. That's the challenge. So that's where it's really that's where the thing comes in. Like if you can, like, for example, use a Killer Croc and when and use him well and have a match where he dominates and you're like, wow, that Killer Croc is great. Like that's the sort of thing like I'm gonna be looking for. But again, I don't have the details yet. So
I'm gonna use Monkey Prince with him.
If you use Monkey Prince with Blue Beetle, but Blue Beetle's the one who shines, or King of Atlanta shines, and that would be a great entry. But I think what I'm gonna say is like your team can have no S tunes, a maximum of 1 A tune, and then everything else has to be below that. And if you can still win and do well,
I'll solo it all with Joker.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right.
Bonus points for all trash.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. That's right. That's right.
EAGA lead.
Oh my God. All right. Is that all you had for us today, Mr.
That's all I
John?
have. Thank you so much, AB.
No problem. You are welcome, and thank you. And let's wrap this up. Last but not least, Witty, why don't you take us home?
Yeah. So I want to thank Zuzu for his presence here, but mostly for always keeping stuff interesting in the DCL community and always trying to have us all engaged. And even if you don't always succeed, the fact that you always keep trying is what makes you someone really important in our community. And I wanted to thank you. Also, it's also great to have Redmus being himself after a few episodes where he was a bit of a Debbie Downer. But although he seemed a lot happier in this one, I gotta tell him that this pride thing might not be what he was talking about earlier today. He might have got the wrong message there. So
right.
You need to check that.
I didn't mean that pride. It was the other pride in yourself.
I know, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I was just taking a jab at you.
Gotcha.
It's great to see you in a better mood for sure. We do care a lot about you.
I care about you as well.
And just to say that I love that we kept this episode, even though we talked about stuff that was a lot controversial and in different servers, we kept the episode the exact opposite of Reddit and those conversations. We got to see the positives instead of just randomly bitching about the game. That keeps us all together. And as you can see, BIFF has his monkey, the Kryptonians have their pet added to the game. Hopefully I get my green ray monsters, so why shouldn't we be happy, right? We just got to keep seeing the positives.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap.
And that's a wrap. Well, thank you very much, Witty. We appreciate it. And guess what? We want to thank all of you for taking the time to be with us today. Get on our website, atlantisafterdark.com. Grab some cool swag from the merch store. Get on Discord. Talk directly with us, and then hit that subscribe button because you know you want to. For Biff, for Witty, for Retmus, for Zuzu, Sekju, Tewty, and Miss Junk, we'll see you all right here next time for another wonderful, fantastic episode of Double AD. So long, everybody. Yeehaw.